A few things to note as far as labeling your wires, make sure you do it. Obviously you're gonna have two ends. If you don't label them both, then you're just gonna have like a ton of wires that you don't know where they go to later. That's gonna be terrible. Just label your wires. We did it with tape and we actually labeled them on the wire itself, and that really helped.
Another thing that we wish we would have done is, if you notice our DC wire is stranded, the white cable that you'll see in this video was stranded, but our AC was Romex, and we wish we would have just went with the same brand as we did with our DC. So look at the description below. That is much easier to use.
And the last thing that took us a little bit of time to actually figure out was the wire sizing. So basically, as you go up in number, you go down in size. So we ended up using 14 AUG AWG DC wire and 12 AUG AC wire.
Yep.
Additionally, as you continue to go down, there will, like, so let's just say you get down to 2 AUG, right? And then you need something even bigger than that. You're gonna go basically into negative numbers, so it's called like 40, 60, that would be humongous. But sometimes that's called 4-aught, AWT.
You won't have to use until you get to inverters, battery, stuff like that, because you're pushing a lot more power.
Absolutely.
If these tips are helping you, because we now live in the van, give us a like. We're gonna go ahead and hop on into the video.
More details in the blog. Today we are pre-wiring. Here are all of the things that we have. Our blueprint here, I think red is AC and blue is DC. We have our 12 gauge AC wire and our 14 gauge DC wire. This one we had to get on Amazon, couldn't find it at Lowe's anywhere. This we got at Lowe's. We got some zip ties, we have some wire strippers, which we're probably not gonna use today, some wire cutters, we have Zak. We also have another blueprint on our floor here, which is really just going to help us figure out exactly where we need our wires to come out of. With that being said, it is time to begin.
Fal's running her 14 AUG DC wire. She's already got one done. Pop and I, and Fal, have been working on this guy over here. It's been a pain, the 3-wire, or the AC, at least this one. What's it called again, Pop? The Romex is much more stiff, not as malleable. It's been tough, but anyway, we're running our longest run right now. It's gonna go to where we're gonna house all of our power. We're about to run it along this wall right here. We're gonna drill a hole down here. We're gonna try to catch it with this little blue tape glove down here. We'll see how it goes. Wow, pretty serious.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to put this halfway through and poop it out because we're putting those pieces of wood.
You're doing a great job, baby. Look how much she has done. She's got that. Got some wire coming down there. Oh boy, there goes the camera. Well, we definitely need to order more wire. So, and honestly, I think it's important that we have enough to make sure these are up and out of the way, because they're gonna have to be. We're not gonna be able to have them tight. We are back, and today we are doing two things actually. Earlier, we put in
our pre-wiring, most of our pre-wiring, we ran out of wire.
Yeah, Fal did most of it. I was working with the AC wires instead of the DC, and those were tough. We definitely would not.
They were too thick.
Now that we have a rough understanding of where all that jazz is, we are gonna put in our pre-cut wood. We are gonna finish up our pre-wiring today, and then yeah, bright and early. So getting out here working longer than a 9 to 5 today.
We have another 100 feet of 12 AUG DC wire bam, and we have some rubber grommets here of all sorts of shapes and sizes. That's really just so that we can protect the wires that we've already put through the ceiling here. When the van is moving, we're gonna get a lot of vibration, and you don't want your wires hitting sharp things constantly day in and day out. Protection is key. But we are probably gonna go get a gluey gun thing of silicone so that we can actually put these grommets in. A lot of people also get conduit. We just haven't gotten that yet. Oh, that was a really smelly dude.
All right, and on that note, we are finalizing the take 2. Still stinky in here, honestly. Anyway, today we are finishing the pre-wiring. Now that we have our framing up, we have our wire that came in the mail. Well, I think that is it. We have labeled each end of the wiring. So we're bringing all of our wire over here. Because we've never done this before, anywhere from 3 to 5 extra feet of wire. Obviously we're gonna be wasting some, but we are learning. So rather waste 5 feet than 10 feet and it be too short.
This is our wiring diagram, which is on top of our van blueprint. Basically what we did is we made the circuits for whatever we wanted circuited together. We put them through the switches and they came back to where we believe our AC and DC bus bars were going to be. I just went from front to back. Zach did it prioritizing the longest things to the shortest things. We ended up using 200 feet of DC wire because most of our appliances are DC, and 50 feet of AC wire. We used 14 AUG DC wire and 12 AUG AC wire. AC wire is very easy to find in your local Lowe's or Home Depot. DC wire we had to find on Amazon. We did make a list of all of our appliances here. We ended up making 2 different diagrams because one of them we ended up messing up on. It has slightly different connections. And I just checked them off as we went. We tried to keep most of our electric stuff on this side, and we'll try to have most of our water stuff on this side.
And the most important thing is that this makes sense to you. Well, we're done with the pre-wiring.
Except for
grommets.
Yeah. So except for the safety stuff.
Now we're gonna work on the rest of the framing and see if we forgot any wires. Fingers crossed, hopefully not down the line. Alrighty, there's our double, whatever that tool is called.
Oh, it's a step bit.
It allowed for 5 14 gauge DC wires come through. Fallon has been doing a good job over here, prepping for the wall to go in. A little bit more maintained. We're gonna try to hold these together with a zip tie kind of loosely, so if we do need to pull one way or the other, we can. That way we're in between our studs on that side. Here we are, putting in the last wall for our framing, and then we start with our electrical housing and then our water system coming off of this side. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If not, give it a thumbs down. That's cool too.
Don't do that. Just keep your opinions to yourself if you didn't like it.
All right, that works too. Hopefully we help some of y'all.